Jeff writes to us, I'm trying to figure out how to make this repair. I ended up getting termites that entered the trim behind my exterior door as the untreated regular pine was touching my brick porch. The termites ultimately were tunneling back in underground between the porch and the house, behind or in front of the flashing, I'm not sure. The brick porch has a foundation that is part of the main foundation. I feel like having it right next against the house is bad design. I don't see any mud tubes presently, but because the exterminator took care of it a few years ago. I was waiting to retrim once I was sure the termite issue was under control. Is there a best practice construction detail and drawing I can view for a brick porch detail? Should there be an air gap between the brick porch and the rim joist? Without getting too extreme and costly, I was planning to just retrim with PVC stock after air sealing and reflashing everything correctly. I'm trying to figure out how to do this under the circumstances for a reasonable sum. Does this door just need to be ripped out and redone right? I am in Zone 5A, Southeast Connecticut on the coast. Okay, so to summarize, Jeff has a brick porch that's touching the band joist on his wood frame house. So what's the best way to fix this? And should this have even been built this way in the first place? Ian, do you want to take a stab at this?
I wonder if he actually has a brick porch problem and not a door problem. That it just seems like the brick porch was, despite how nice it looks, it's not a good application there. And I wonder if he's ever going to get it completely fixed without doing something about that porch.
Tell me more.
Well, so you can, just like you said with your door earlier on, the wood just continues to rot, then gets fixed, and then rots again, and then gets fixed. Is he just in that cycle like you are with your door where, it's just going to continue to rot and get bug infested because he has this brick porch more or less right up against his house?
And your worry is that because, brick is porous, it gets wet from wind-driven rain or whatever, yep. And it's just going to keep wicking water toward the building. Is that fair?
Yeah, and the gap between the house and the brick porch doesn't really allow the house to ever dry out properly.
So what's the fix?
I think he's got a porch problem, not a door problem.
So rip out the brick porch?
I kind of wonder if that's what he would need to do, or just commit to repairing it.
Okay. So
I mean,
what would you do?
Do you think he needs a new? I guess I would probably, if I was in his position, I'd put in a new door and really get in behind that porch and do some.
The door looks fine. It's the trim under it that was rotted, apparently.
You could take the door out and reinstall it if the door was in good shape and you wanted to save it. I've done work on doors before to repair rotten sills under them. Never quite in that up against a brick porch condition, but I could see removing the door to allow you to remove the rotted wood beneath the door and then do better flashing behind the porch as much as you're able to.
What's your best guess as to how that brick porch is built?
I bet it's just a big chunk of concrete with brick over the top of it. And it's sounds like it's sitting on like a
concrete foundation.
Just a concrete foundation connected to the house, right?
Yeah. Ryan, what do you think about all this? Do you want to demo the porch, tear out the door, and rebuild the front of the house like Ian does?
Yeah, rip the whole front of the house off. Now you're talking, Patrick. Shore the thing up, move out for a year. Let's do it.
Is this a TDS project? What's going on here?
No, he's in Connecticut by the coast. That's out of our range.
I mean, demoing that, if that's built, if it is brick built on concrete, demoing it's no easy task. That just getting it out of there is a big job, and that would be my only hesitation for, otherwise. If demo was simpler, I would tend to agree with Ian, because taking it out would just give you the opportunity to make sure everything's right in terms of flashing. You don't need to, if you don't want brick, you could build a wood porch there. In fact, a wood porch would probably look nice on that house.
Yep.
But demoing that is a big project. I don't know. I could kind of see myself just agreeing to fix it year, every few years to deal with it. I mean, do the best you can. I was wondering if there'd be any way to cut back the brick at the house a little bit so that you could slip some kind of flashing.
That was the other
some
thought
kind of
that
flashing
I had
material in there, and give a little place for water to drain and not just sit there. But I don't know how possible that is with brick.
Yeah.
Doing that elegantly with brick right up against something.
You need an oscillating multi-tool. Cut brick.
Call Patrick.
Oh my God, Jeff, don't listen to Ian. Just get on with your life and fix the freaking trim under the sill. And oh my God. Yeah.
Caulk, big, thick.
Tool it with your elbow.
Caulk, right?
What I'm going to say is, bend up a piece of flashing. Copper jumps to mind. You're not supposed to put copper in contact with aluminum, so you may have to like decouple it with a piece of felt strip or whatever. But then bend an L on the bottom of it so it overlaps the brick and water's not getting trapped between the brick and the house. And then put your PVC on top of that and get on with your life and paint the door and go bowling or something more fun.
Yeah, bowling. That's something people don't do enough of anymore.
Yeah, I don't think this is a big deal. People do this all over the place, right?
Bowling? Really?
No, the porch.
Ian, I went bowling last year, Ian, just so you know, just for the record, and it was fun.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
So you got 1, 2, or 3 options, Jeff.
Don't listen to mine.
Just get on with your life. Andres has kind of the in-between scenario, and Ian wants you to rebuild the front of your house. So take whatever advice I guess it's what your interests are, right? Do you want to go bowling or do you want to rebuild the front of your house?
This also seems like the kind of problem where I've seen my dad go around places in the farm with like a air compressor and a hose nozzle and just like blowing
Clean
crap
stuff out
out
periodically.
between stuff. It kind of
that.
feels like the kind of thing that he would just be like, I'll just blow it out every spring and be fine.
I think there's, so many like home maintenance things like that. If we all did that kind of stuff, our stuff would last a lot longer. Just like if I painted my door every year, I probably wouldn't be like replacing the rotted section now, right?
Yep.
Well, if y'all have any suggestions on, ongoing maintenance tasks that can help your house last longer, I'd love to feature a couple of those in the next episode or in a future episode. I think that would be pretty interesting. Cleaning gutters jumps to mind. Cleaning out window stools and sills, to keep debris from building up in there.
There was a hard and fast rule at the estate that I worked at where if you were putting a ladder up on the eave side of a house, you had better clean the gutter while you're up there.
It makes so much sense why you're there, right?
Yep.
It's
just
another
as far
minutes.
as you can reach with, something to grab the gunk out and throw it on the ground. Got to do it.
It's an opportunity to drop some debris on your coworker too that's not dangerous.
Always.
Sorry.